calling it loaded movement training. So today, they're actually going to go through a movement, but before that, Trevor here is going to talk a little bit about movement training, loaded movement training. So go ahead.
Functional training. Functional training is full body. Functional training is how our body is designed. Functional training. Imagine yourself in a bubble. Imagine yourself moving, being able to move in the comfort of a bubble. And this is my comfort bubble. I'm moving three-dimensionally. I'm moving in different spaces. It's replicating sport. It's replicating life. And now as I train, what do I want to do? I want to expand my movement bubble so now I can be strong and efficient and effective, moving in and out of my movement bubble, making it bigger and bigger.
And that makes sense. I know with, as we've talked about before with functional training, even how that definition has evolved over years. As I know 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we were talking about with different trainers how it's as easy as picking something off the ground, putting it on a shelf, and that's functional training. But how do you apply that in the gym? And I know that with Shawn, what you're going to go over briefly, right now we see a lot of people that are interested in this whole flow, how you piece movements together. So it's just not 10 reps and then 3 sets and taking your rest in between. You're doing movements that are connected together, which essentially is functional training. How would you create something like that or piece it together?
Yeah, well, that's something you would build. And when we're looking at flow, we're looking at transitions and the ability to coordinate your body, keep stability as you're moving in different angles, that three-dimensionality that Trevor's talking about, and all that to be strong as we transition in and out of all those movements. And we know that there's benefits to the soft tissue, there's benefits to the nervous system, there's benefits to the brain and the cognition of practicing those transitions in that flow. And it's also more engaging.
Yeah.
Because you're having to be engaged in the movement because it's changing.
Yes. Well, you guys are going to go over an example right now. So let's get after that.
Okay, so now we're going to take a movement and show you what loaded movement would look like and how we're going to coach it. So first, Trevor's starting with the tool we call the ViPR. And as he's doing this movement, we call this movement a bazooka. We're looking at coordinating his upper body and lower body together. And in this case, we're just going to take a small step forward. I don't want Trevor to take big steps right now because he'll lose his stability. We want to start with a small bubble. And as I see that he has good rhythm and timing to his movement, we'll go ahead and start to expand that out. So for right now, all we're asking Trevor to do is simultaneously take a step with his left foot while he uppercuts with the right hand up to the left shoulder. And go. And then he's going to return and go again. And just continue to move with the rhythm and timing. His upper body and lower body finishing their movements simultaneously. Meanwhile, he's keeping length in the spine. He's not rounding the spine. And he's initiating the movement with the hips. See how he drops down and drives with the hips. We know our movement's always going to be stronger, more efficient, more effective when we initiate with the hips. Perfect. As I see that he has good stability and he has good control of it, we could go ahead and expand his bubble, ask him to take longer steps, and increase the load if necessary. If you don't have a ViPR at home, we can do this same movement with other tools that you'll find at your gym. So now we'll ask Trevor to take these dumbbells and we're going to replicate the same movement. There's an extra challenge here because the dumbbells are separate. So I'm going to again ask him to take a small step with the left foot while he simultaneously uppercuts to the opposite shoulder.
20s, huh?
And go. Yeah. Again, keeping length in the spine, initiating the movement with the hips right there, and then finishing his uppercut and his step together. And relaxing. And then lastly, we could also use a plate. So same pattern. Nice. And for this last one, let's go ahead and lengthen the step out. Yeah. Now, if he lost his stability or he was wrestling out of his step, I'd ask him to shorten that step back up. Awesome. And relaxing. Great job. Okay, so over the next couple of weeks, we'll be bringing to you different movements, different promotions, letting you know about the certification coming up. In the meanwhile, check us out at Genesis Performance on Instagram, and then also Genesis-Performance on Facebook to get more ideas as to what loaded movement training looks like and how to incorporate it into flow.